What if I told you that where you live could be costing you tens of thousands of dollars every single year, and most people have absolutely no idea it's happening to them? We're not talking about crime rates or sketchy neighborhoods. We're talking about something far more legal, far more sophisticated, and honestly, way more effective at draining your bank account. Today, we're counting down 10 US states that will financially devastate the average person, and by the end of this video, you're going to want to seriously reconsider where you're planting your roots. Stick around because number one on this list is going to genuinely shock you. And we've got receipts. Before we get into the list, when taxes, rent, and fees keep rising, the real problem isn't where you live, it's income tied to that location. That's why I built Location Independent Income using Tube Mastery by Matt Parr. Let me give you a quick framework for how we're ranking these states. We're looking at a combination of income tax rates, property tax burdens, sales tax, cost of living, and hidden fees that governments love to bury in the fine print. Some states are obvious offenders. Others are sneaky about it, smiling at you while quietly picking your pocket every single month. All right, let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, we have Connecticut. Now, Connecticut looks amazing on paper. Beautiful scenery, close to New York City, strong school systems, but the financial reality of living there hits differently. Property taxes in Connecticut are among the highest in the entire country. The effective property tax rate hovers around 1.79%, which means if you own a home valued at $400,000, you're writing a check for over $7,000 a year just to keep living in your own house. Add in a top income tax rate of 6.99%, and you've got a state that's quietly bleeding you every single month. Number 9 is Oregon. Here's where it gets interesting. Oregon has no sales tax, and people love to celebrate that fact. You'll hear it constantly from Oregon residents like it's some kind of financial superpower. But here's what they conveniently leave out. Oregon has one of the steepest income tax structures in the nation, with a top marginal rate of 9.9%. So while you're saving a few dollars at the checkout counter, the state is taking a significantly larger slice of your paycheck before you even see it. The math is not in your favor. Number 8. Minnesota. The land of 10,000 lakes is also the land of some seriously punishing tax rates. Minnesota's top income tax rate sits at 9.85%, making it one of the highest in the country. And unlike some states that only hit ultra-high earners with their top bracket, Minnesota kicks in those elevated rates at relatively modest income levels. So if you're solidly middle class and think those top rates don't apply to you, think again. Minnesota will find a way to reach into your wallet regardless of where you fall on the income spectrum. Let's talk about number 7, which is Vermont. Vermont is picturesque, charming, and brutally expensive. Property taxes here are notoriously high, especially for those who don't have children in the local school system because Vermont has a unique education funding structure that can significantly inflate your property tax bill. The state also imposes a top income tax rate of 8.75%. Combine that with the high cost of everyday goods, brutal winters that drive up heating costs, and a housing market that's gotten tighter in recent years, and Vermont starts looking a lot less like a romantic getaway and a lot more like a financial trap. Number 6 is Wisconsin. Wisconsin often flies under the radar in these conversations, which is exactly why it needs to be on this list. The state has a top income tax rate of 7.65%, and property taxes are consistently ranked among the highest in the Midwest. What makes Wisconsin particularly frustrating is that the services and infrastructure residents receive don't always match the premium they're paying. You're getting taxed at a premium rate for what is, in many areas, a pretty average quality of government service. Halfway through our list, and we arrive at number 5, which is Maine. Maine has this reputation as a rugged, independent, no-nonsense kind of place. But the finances tell a very different story. Maine's top income tax rate reaches 8.93%, and property taxes are substantial. For retirees especially, Maine can be devastating because the state taxes a portion of Social Security benefits and pension income. So just when you think you've worked your whole life and can finally relax, Maine comes along to remind you that the taxman never really retires. Number 4 is New Jersey, and honestly, if you've ever spoken to anyone who's lived in New Jersey, you already know what's coming. New Jersey holds the dubious distinction of having the highest property taxes in the entire United States. The average effective property tax rate is around 2.23%. On a $400,000 home, that's nearly $9,000 a year, every single year, with no end in sight. The state also has a top income tax rate of 10.75%. New Jersey residents are essentially paying a premium for the privilege of having shorter commutes to New York City and Philadelphia. And whether that trade-off is worth it is a question that's driving hundreds of thousands of people to move out every single year. Before we get into number 3, here's what people learn too late. Some states don't just cost more, they quietly drain you through taxes, housing, and shrinking opportunity. The people who protect themselves don't argue with the system, they build income that isn't trapped inside it. That's exactly what Tube Mastery by Matt Parr teaches, a proven framework for creating faceless, automated YouTube channels without filming yourself, editing, or relying on local jobs. This is how people earn independently while choosing where they live, or deciding to leave entirely. If you want leverage instead of exposure to rising costs, the link below shows the exact blueprint people are using right now. Number 3, Hawaii. Before you lose your mind in the comments, hear me out. Yes, it's paradise. Yes, the beaches are incredible. Yes, the weather is objectively perfect. But Hawaii has the highest cost of living of any state in the country. And it's not particularly close. Groceries cost dramatically more than mainland averages because so much has to be shipped in. Housing prices are extraordinarily high. And Hawaii's income tax system is genuinely brutal, with a top marginal rate of 11%. Which is the highest income tax rate of any state in the entire nation. The beauty of the islands comes with a very real and very steep financial price tag. Number 2 is California, and at this point it should surprise absolutely no one. California's top income tax rate is 13.3%, which again is among the highest anywhere in the developed world. Property values in major metro areas are so astronomically high that even modest tax rates produce massive annual bills. The sales tax rate can climb as high as 10.5% in certain counties when you factor in local additions. And the cost of housing is so severe that the median home price in California sits well above $700,000. Meanwhile, the state faces ongoing issues with public services, homelessness, and infrastructure that make you seriously question where all that tax revenue is actually going. California is simultaneously one of the most beautiful and most financially punishing places on earth. And our number 1 pick, the state that will truly rob you blind, is Illinois. Now, before Illinois residents start typing their angry comments, look at the data. Illinois has the second highest property taxes in the entire country, trailing only New Jersey. The effective property tax rate sits around 2.08%. But here's what really separates Illinois from every other state on this list. The state is functionally broke. Illinois carries one of the most severely underfunded pension systems of any state government in America, with hundreds of billions of dollars in unfunded liability. What that means for residents is that tax increases are not a possibility, they are a mathematical certainty. You are not just paying high taxes right now. You are buying into a system that will inevitably demand more from you in the years ahead because the financial hole is simply too deep. Cities like Chicago pile on additional local taxes that make the overall burden even heavier. And all of this is happening while population decline accelerates, meaning fewer taxpayers are left to carry an increasingly massive load. That's not a tax burden. That's a trap. So there you have it. 10 states that will drain your finances faster than you probably imagined possible. Now look, every state on this list has genuine appeal. Beautiful places, strong communities, real reasons why people choose to live there. But financial awareness matters. Knowing what you're signing up for before you sign a lease or a mortgage could save you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. If this video gave you something to think about, drop your state in the comments and tell me if you feel like your government is giving you value for what you're paying. And if you want to see the flip side, the states where your money actually goes the furthest, that video is coming next. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it.